Welcome back to another week of the Knowledge Bomb. I'm actually going to set up a series during the CrossFit Open where I can come at you with some tangible things that you can implement in your weeks to get ready for the Open, to get the most out of it. These are going to be general strategies, tips, just some things that I've learned in the years past. Obviously, we don't know what's coming out in the Open. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of talk about it changing. It changes every year. So really to sit here and try to guess what's going to come out would just be almost a waste of time, right? You've put in the work, you spent the time in the gym to prepare, and so really now it's just seeing what comes out and trying to execute it as best as possible. There are some general things that we can do in the next week to prepare ourselves. It involves two areas that we can focus on. One is in the gym time, the other one is out of the gym. So in the gym is where we'll start. And the mindset that you carry through those front doors really matters, and it's going to make a big difference. So it all starts actually the half hour before you physically get in the gym, what you're doing to prepare mentally. Take advantage of that car ride to the gym to mentally start preparing. Think about what you need to accomplish. Think about the mindset that you're trying to cultivate. Pay attention to that self-talk, that conversation you're already having with yourself before you step through the doors. Once you step through those doors, know exactly where you're going to put your bag. Know exactly the corner of the gym that you're going to want to use to set up for that open workout. Know where your camera is going to be. Know about all those logistical things. You guys should already be practicing a lot of these things. Some of the ones to really pay attention to and dial in if you haven't already is what camera are you going to use? How are you going to upload the videos? Understand that you might need a tripod. Make sure that the clock, right, the timer is in the view of whatever comes out. So have these things already planned out so you don't have to think about them once you get into the gym. The next is warm up. I'll talk a little bit more in depth about warm up next week, but make sure that you are spending time warming up as if it's an open workout. This is one place during the Open and in the weeks leading up that you don't want to cut short. I know that a lot of us are pressed for time. We're running around busy lives. Take that 20 minutes, that 25 minutes and warm up. Some general warm-up principles that I like to approach each training session with, and you can implement and apply to the Open, involve three places to focus on. One, well actually four. The fourth being mental, which we've already talked about a little bit, right? That mental warm-up. So the remaining three involve an aerobic warm-up, right? You want to get circulation, general circulation going. You want to get blood flow. We just basically want to raise body temperature, prepare ourselves for the work that's coming, okay? This can look like 10 minutes on an air assault bike, 10 minutes on a rower, maybe some jogging, a really easy conversational pace type of activity. Directly following this, you can think about body weight movements, right? I like a general body weight warm-up, and this can be squats, wall walks, ring rows, pull-ups, push-ups, some barbell and dumbbell work, right? Some dumbbell presses, maybe some light dumbbell snatches. Anything that's going to really involve the full body. From here, you're going to want to go into a little bit more specific on what the training session or the open workout has in store for you. So if it involves a barbell, some wall balls, and let's just say dumbbells, you're going to want to make sure that you get your hands on those. Start out light, just through that full range of motion, mimicking those movements that are going to be demanded in that session, and then slowly build in weight to where you end up at the actual prescribed weight for that workout. Once you're there, this is where strategy and ideas start to vary. Some people like to do 1 or 2 rounds of the workout they're going to do as a workout. This is okay, but just keep in mind, it kind of depends on what a round looks like, right? If it's low repetition, this might be appropriate. If it's something that's a little bit bigger, maybe, you know, snatches in the 20s and wall balls in the 20s, that might be a little bit too much. So really think about how many repetitions you're doing and how many you need to actually warm up, because at this point we don't want to waste any. if that makes sense. A good example is handstand push-ups, right? You can warm up handstand push-ups without actually really needing to spend a lot of time and a lot of reps in the handstand push-ups. So maybe all you need is, 10 total handstand push-ups. The rest of the work can be done with dumbbells, bands, body weight movement, things like that. I'm a huge fan of actually taking those three things and combining them. So instead of partitioning out your air assault work and your rower and then your body weight movements, combine them. So dedicate 20 minutes where you're 60 seconds on an air assault bike, then you get off and maybe you do some ring rows and some push-ups. Then you get back on the air assault and then you're doing some kettlebell swings and some dumbbell snatches. Then you get back on the rower for 60 seconds and maybe you're doing some walking lunges and some pull-ups, for instance. So be creative. A lot of times by the time we finish our body weight warm-up, it's been 15 minutes since we've been on a bike and it's kind of a little bit too piecemeal. So to finish up the preparation in the gym is cool down. We want to make sure that you guys are getting in a cool down. This is going to be huge for recovery. One of the biggest components to the open, right, making sure that we're healthy, that we're mentally resilient. 5 weeks is a long time. It can kind of beat us down a little bit. So recovery is that much more important. Typically, all of us lose a little bit of fitness through the open. It's just the nature, right? It's in season, we're playing the game. We don't have the ability to train. So instead of focusing on getting better, fitter, faster, or stronger during the open season, I would urge you to shift that focus into being able to recover for the next open workout. And having a proper cool down is going to be huge, okay? A proper cool down does a lot of different things. It shuttles fresh blood, right? Blood supply, oxygen to the needed muscles, body parts, things like that. It also flushes metabolic waste, right? And this is going to be a huge part of local muscle tissue and just your body in general, being able to recover, bounce back, and if you're going to repeat it on a Monday, the following week, whatever it may look like, you're going to be that much more prepared. What I want you to focus on this week is taking two things away. One is preparation before the gym, okay? So take it upon yourself, start that mental preparation on the drive to the gym. Make sure you guys warm up. The second thing is cool down. It's going to help with recovery, so spend that 15, 20 minutes air assault bike moving, making sure that you recover. Stay tuned next week when we talk about how you can prepare outside of the gym to get the most out of the open.